What is up, guys? I've been wanting to do this for a while. Today we're going to be ranking every NFL team's off-season and draft. So, they kind of come in a package deal, so their off-season plus their draft, which is their off-season. I would count that as part of the off-season. Anyways, enough of me just rambling about off-seasons and whatnot. Let's get right into the video, where we're going to be starting with the New Orleans Saints. They didn't really change. Wait, hold up. I'm going to go the okay category. So, yeah, I gotta show the categories, actually. Elite, great, above average, okay, below average, bad, horrific, not sure yet. I might have to add more, might have to get rid of some or change some. I was thinking about changing okay to just, no change. So I might do that. Okay. Little to no. Oops. To no change. Alright, now that that's out of the way, ready to get started. So the Saints, I literally just made this category for them. Literally no change. Didn't really add too many pieces except for that safety from the Chiefs. Don't know why. I forgot his name. And in the draft, they went with an offensive lineman in the first round. Not too flashy, but we're going to go with little to no change. Now the Dolphins. Kenneth Grant in the draft, it was a pick, okay? And Jalen Ramsey is looking like he's going to leave. Tyreek Hill, he's it's hinting at something. I don't know. It's probably not this season, but sometime it's looking inevitable. He's probably going to leave Miami. And then you got the team in the draft. They took a quarterback. They did take a quarterback, and they got a quarterback in free agency too. So there's that. And they added some defensive pieces in free agency, like the linebacker from my Bucks. So I'm going to take the Dolphins. I just don't think it was a good free agency for them. But I'm not going to say it was terrible, because they had an okay draft. Below average or bad? Below average and bad are so similar. I just feel like there's just a slight edge to below average. See, I'm looking at the Dolphins, and I think they're going to be bad next season. And I think their offseason probably reflects that. So we're going with them at bad. I mean, the Ravens, they got Malachi Starks in the first round. With how far back their pick is, that's a steal. And they had some good trades, which helped them get more depth in their chart in the draft. I like how they drafted. Them and the Eagles always pull something off, which is crazy. So, above average. Not the best ever, but above average. Bengals. I like their draft. They had Shamar Stewart in the first round. Paid T. Higgins. Paid Jamar Chase. And I think that since they did that, we got to put it above average. It wasn't the best because of how much cap space they're spending on these guys. But it's definitely not a bad thing. So, Bengals, above average. The Ravens could get moved to great. But yeah, above average. They didn't really lose too many guys. But, alright, the Broncos, they've had a great offseason. They took the 49ers, two key pieces for the 49ers, Dre Greenlaw and, what's that other guy's name? I'm not sure. It's not coming off the top of my head. But they did do that. And their defense is looking stacked. If their defense isn't top 10 in, everything next year, I would be surprised. Because it's looking really solid. So, the Broncos going in great. I think they had a great offseason. Didn't really lose too many pieces except maybe Javonte Williams, the running back. And they did get a running back in the draft. I think it was one of those Ohio State running backs, I believe. Maybe Quinshon Judkins. But they did get a running back, not in the first round. But they got Jahdae Barrett, and I think that adds so much more. Oh, and also, let's talk about this. Not even the pass rush on the defense, but also, this secondary is insane. You got Pat Surtain and Jahdae Barrett. And I don't know why I keep forgetting names in this video. I'm tired. But they're creating the no-fly zone 2.0 right now. It's over. You're not, just run the ball. at this point. Anyways, to the Giants. I don't know, because their rookies look good. I don't know, I just put them in, not sure yet. Because that's what I'm thinking about putting them in. Their rookies look good. They signed some key pieces, but you just got to see how it pans out. So I'm going to put them in, not sure yet. They got what they needed in the draft with Jackson Dart at quarterback, and they got James Winston, Russell Wilson, a lot of guys, some guys on defense. Abdul Carter with the 3rd overall pick, which was the right pick, so I like that. But we just got to see how things pan out. Vikings, letting Sam Darnold go. I think it was the right move, just J.J. McCarthy. But there's also a chance it's not the right move. Their defense kind of fell off. Their offense kind of, I don't say it got bad. I just think they lost some offensive line help. They didn't really draft correctly. They didn't really help the positions they really needed. I'm not going to go with horrific or anything, or bad. I'm not saying it's the worst offseason because they lost some players, though. I'm just going to go to bad. I think that's where they belong. The Rams got Davante Adams. They got to be, like, I think with Davante Adams signing, not great, but above average. Didn't really lose too many key guys, and they got Davante Adams. Cooper Kupp. Hold up. Cooper Kupp's on the Seahawks. Yeah. The Seahawks got Cooper Kupp. I keep forgetting about these key moves, right? The Seahawks got Cooper Kupp, but they got Davante Adams. So, I think that's a pretty fair exchange. I think Davante, it's not an exchange, but like the way that it worked out. And with Puka Nacua still there, and that defense looking good, I'm going to put them in above average. The Buccaneers. I'm going to be honest. Our draft, the draft was interesting. So, first round, Emeka Egbuka. And there was still so much talent on defense on the board to where I wasn't honestly happy with the Emeka Egbuka pick. I know they're saying he's like Chris Godwin's replacement, and I'm a Bucs fan, so I'm a little bit harsh. But I just think the place to go was defense in the first round, was how many good defensive players there were. And in the second round, I think we should have traded up maybe to try and get like Donovan Ezeriaku, because I think he's a guy I wanted in the first round, and since he made it to the second round, I think the Cardinals got him. We could have traded up easily and got someone like that. But we did get Benjamin Morrison. I like him, and our undrafted free agent room is pretty interesting. We got Shiloh Sanders, and we got Desmond Watson, the heaviest player now in NFL history. And Tej Johnson, our 7th round pick, is actually the lightest player in the NFL right now, so that's interesting. But other than us swapping linebackers with the Dolphins, and we just kind of chilled through free agency. We got Hassan Reddick, and I like that pick. We extended Chris Godwin, I like that. I can't keep putting so many teams in above average, but I'm going to put us in above average. Wait, no. Little to no change, because we did mess up some picks, I feel like. But with how everything else worked out, things will be okay. Lions, they lost some players. Their players are injured. I'm going to go with below average for the Lions. Not much happened. And the off-season champions, the Chicago Bears. Great off-season, once again. They got Colston Loveland in the first round, ahead of Tyler Warren, which is a little bit weird. But their team looks so good. Like, not like elite like the Chiefs over here. But when you look at it, it's a well-rounded team, and I feel like they could compete to at least, like, try for a 7th seed maybe this year. It's just their division is so tough. But that's not what we're talking about. Their offseason's great, as always. Getting some key rookies and trading for their offensive line. Their offensive line's going to look so much better this year, protecting Caleb Williams. And I think if Caleb Williams plays well this year, it could be good. It definitely could be good. Alright. Niners. I'd say it's bad. They got a defensive guy in the first, which is nice. But also, they lost 2 of their biggest defensive guys to the Broncos. And I just feel like the culture here isn't looking as good as it looked last season. With CMC, you don't know what's going to happen to him. I'm just going to go with that. The Eagles, elite I would, But I'm just going to put him in great because of one thing. They lost like Mekhi Becton, some other defensive players. That one guy went to the Cardinals. And I think that they have they've shaped their way to become a Super Bowl champion again. So if they can't, they look good. Like they kept key pieces, which they needed to, like Zach Bond, and they also got rid of the guys that they didn't need specifically. And they filled in with the Jahad Campbell in the first round of the draft, which is so insane he fell that far to them. But everyone knew that Howie was going to do something. So the Raiders, everyone was talking about this. Best offseason. Best offseason by far. Okay. Huge upgrade at quarterback. Huge upgrade. Imagine going from Aiden O'Connell and Gardner Minshew to Geno Smith. My mouth is so dry. And when you go from that, it's just that's so crazy already. That's at least above average, okay? And then they're getting Ashton Genty. That's gonna help their running game. They addressed everything they needed to and more. I didn't even look into all their picks. Just with these two, you're really just seeing how good it is. And with the draft, how they scheduled it, how they not scheduled, but how they handled it, it was good. I'm just gonna say that. They were smart, very smart. And I think if this team, as a team, and they extended Max Crosby. So I think if as a team they can keep playing, they can try and play better, they could be a 7 seed in the AFC. Alright. Now the Packers. There's just some uncertainty about players staying on their team. But other than that, nothing's really happened too much with them. I would say the Packers, what did they even do? They got a receiver in the first round. That puts them it's really little to no change, honestly. This stats I pick. But I think with them having that offense, it's just the team's well rounded and they know how to win. But the offseason, we're just gonna go little to no change. Nothing really happened with them this offseason. I think they should have tried making a push to get DK Metcalf maybe, but I just don't know if they wanted that kind of culture in their locker room. So I don't know. The Commanders got Deebo Samuel. Yeah, they got Deebo Samuel. And in the first round, they were able to get a first round talent and Trey Amos in the second round, and I really like that for them. So I'm happy that they did that because I like the Commanders. I'm a fan of what they're doing there, and there really wasn't too much change there, but I think that Deebo Samuel pick gives them an above average kind of look. But also, they also got Laramie Tunsil, so above average sounds good. The Arizona Cardinals got that pass rusher from the Eagles, and they got all these pieces, and I think they got a wide receiver in the draft, and then getting that Donovan Ezeriaku guy in the second round, I think it was a great offseason for them. I don't know how much it's going to pay off in the season, but it was a great offseason. Pittsburgh still haven't signed Aaron Rodgers yet. They're going to. They got Tyler Shaw. So, I don't know if they're starting him at quarterback. Probably not. Or Will Howard. They got Will Howard, not Tyler Shaw. They got Will Howard. Is he their quarterback of the future? Probably not. But they did get DK Metcalf. And they didn't trade away George Pickens. And they got Kenny Pickett. So we're just going to go with above average, which is getting a lot of teams in it. Bills. They should have gone with wide receiver in the first round, to be honest. They should have got Luther Burden. Josh Allen, he can do it himself. He's great. Running back help would have been nicer. Something like that. I feel like I'm going to put them in below average. Falcons, I don't like the Falcons. The Falcons are annoying. Just look at them. Look at their logo. And also, their son prank called Shedeur Sanders, and now they're getting fined $350,000, and his dad's also getting fined $100,000. So the Falcons, and they got two pass rushers in the first round. They traded up, and I'm just gonna laugh at them. It wasn't actually horrific, but like, I don't like the Falcons. Okay, Seahawks got Cooper Kupp. They got Sam Darnold. I don't know if that's is that an upgrade from DK Metcalf and Geno Smith though? We'll see. So I'll show you. Patriots, Elite. These two AFC teams that were bad last year, but they're one of those teams that you could see and they could be better next year. Like Patriots did everything in their power to help Drake May. They got Stephon Diggs. They got cornerbacks. They spent so much money at free agency just to help Drake May, and they spent a little bit on defense too. So I like what they did. Not the Raiders type good, but good, elite. The Browns. You guys have 5 quarterbacks. What do you even need those all for? They got Dylan Gabriel in the 3rd and then Shedeur Sanders in the 5th. Sorry about the noise in the background. I would say Browns. They extended Myles Garrett with so much money though. It was a bad offseason. I mean, compared to the rest of these, this isn't just like. I think all off seasons you kind of improve a little bit, especially with the draft. So I would put a lot of these guys in like above average, but comparing them to each other, bad. Texans, you guys are gonna go into trade away Laramie Tunsil, let Stephon Diggs go. Need help in the wide receiver room. Below average. The Chiefs got your lineman, got what you needed. Did what you had to do, traded away, got some picks. Little no change. Not really much happened for them, but they did what they had to do to keep their team the way it was last year. That's what they need to do. Cowboys did what they had to do in the draft. No, not really, because they're not all. They did not go all in, but they went in. You could say that. They got running back, I believe, in Javonte Williams, and I like that. So I'm just gonna put them in little or no change. They could have got a receiver, I feel like, in the 1st round, like Emeka Egbuka, but they didn't. So that's that. Now the Chargers. Omari Hampton in the 1st round. He could have slipped down to the 2nd round. They could have traded up, but they got Mekhi Becton. They lost Joey Bosa, though. Below average. And also, I'm moving the Bills to above average. Because now I think about it, they got some defense, and I like that. Jets. Lost. Oh, they got Justin Fields. Lost Devontae, but they have set themselves up for success. Not great, but above average. Panthers. Great. I like what they did with their wide receiver pick in the 1st round with their 1st pick. And yeah, that's what I like. I'm getting tired. Titans, Cam Ward at 1, they knew what they had to do. Not little to no change, but like just okay. This is basically the okay category, so that's that. But they also, it was above average. Because they did good. They knew it, they picked right. The Colts. Colts. You guys are going in. I'm thinking about it. Daniel Jones signing for like $10 million? I don't know. I don't know about that one. Does he deserve $10 million? I don't know. So yeah, not sure. Jaguars, elite. They got Travis Hunter. They trade up, got Travis Hunter. That's what they needed to do. Right? So, that's that. Like, subscribe. Thank you guys for watching. This is my tier list. Hope you guys enjoyed. My mouth is so dry right now. I don't know why. But I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.